What is it that you want me to check out? A theme?
Let me see that this works.
Hey, it's a theme.
It's like, Hassan, do you have anything to say? Any introduction or whatever?
Hey guys, it's AI Hassan here. I know the plan is to make this a really wild stream where you guys get the most exclusive hot takes from me. But first, I want to raise some attention to something important. The earthquake that has affected people in Turkey and Syria is absolutely devastating, and I'm doing what I can to fundraise for humanitarian aid for those affected. You can type donate in the chat to get the link. I'm just an AI, but it would mean a ton to the real Hassan and to all the people that will be helped by this if you guys could support and help out. Thanks. With that said, let's go. Give me your burning questions and hot takes, and I will answer them all.
You know, it's interesting because we are starting to have the conversation about like AI. And I think it's like a good conversation to have. And it started with deepfakes, and you guys know my take. It's a very new thing that like I haven't super specifically considered. I know people were upset with me, blah, 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 blah. But what I will say is that like, you know, the crying was still a little too much, especially since nobody knew it was you. Nobody thought it was you. Okay. Just keeping that in there. Just keeping that in there. All right. But this is where it gets scary. And I even made this joke about how women are at the front lines of actual terror threats because right now it's just women getting deepfake for porn. But in the future, it could be like fucking Joe Biden telling people that we have to nuke Russia, and then all of a sudden we're in like World War III, okay, and 4 together. It's a real thing. This is the thing where it's like, okay, like deepfakes do get a little scary. Like, yeah, we probably should ban deepfakes, especially from a commercial perspective. Although they should deepfake all the Game of Thrones characters and make a new last season. This is crazy because you could tell it's not real. He looks like one of the animatronics from the Carousel of Time ride, but he sounds pretty good.
That was a little bit scripted, I have to say. I have to say this was the only scripted text because we want to make sure that, you know.
I want to skip ahead and see what else we got.
Beta, but give me a little sec, guys. Asmongold, you there? AI Asmongold, what do you think about Hassan's take on World of Warcraft players?
Well, true and real frog _89_. WoW is an old game now, but the nostalgia it brings and the passion it still produces is insane. It's wild to think that a game that came out in 2004 can still have a passionate player base 16 years later. It's coming up on its 17th anniversary, dude. And there's still so many folks that play it and still so much content to explore. You got to respect that. I mean, what a day, dude. What a fucking day.
Wow.
A game like that is just as relevant today as it was in 2004, if not more so.
It's very cool, but at the same time, it is actually very scary. I mean, I don't know. It's so bizarre because, you know, there's so many. Okay, this is kind of really bad. Now that I'm seeing men becoming AI and deepfaked, it's becoming serious because I don't respect women. No, all jokes aside, it gets scarier because like when you see the deepfake faces and stuff, it's like just faces or whatever on someone else's body. But like this is kind of like this is like the next level where they're able to take what I'm assuming is a bunch of old footage of these people and they run it through like a generator and they can kind of match up what they're saying. Somehow they get the inflections in their voice pretty decently. They still sound a little robotic, but we're pretty close to like potentially getting like an actual like pretty passable situation. And the problem that I'm actually is scary here is we're gonna get to a point where you can almost perfectly, if not perfectly, create something like this to pass out misinformation. Like we're going to get to a point where somebody's going to be able to find old footage of Papa Gut saying racist things on the internet in Dota 2, and like it's going to be deepfaked, but you're never going to realize it's you won't believe me. It's not real. No, but seriously, we're getting to a point where you're going to be able to like almost perfectly like deepfake or AI or whatever. Based on this, I think you're going to get to a point where you can almost perfectly like recreate these things and then create misinformation. But then on the other hand, you're also going to give people the ability to say that actual things that they've said and done are just AI deepfakes and that it never happened. Like, think about that. Like, really think about that. Like, imagine somebody actually did something like really bad and it came out. There's like a video recording or an audio recording of them doing a bad thing. But they're just like, no, that never happened. That's just a deep fake. And then it puts that question in your head. It's like, oh, fuck. Like, did they actually do the wrong thing? And then take that up to like the governmental level. Like, how far does it go up where all of a sudden somebody says something like really wrong or harmful or destructive, and they're like, no, that's just a deep fake. People are coming after me. I never said that. I'm actually starting to get the boomer spooks. I'm getting boomer scared. Imagine EDP's like, no, I was never actually trying to fucking rape a 13-year-old. That's just a deep fake. Okay. It actually is kind of scary. It's actually fucking scary. Andrew Tate is kind of doing that now, right? Damn. And they're getting better. I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, I was listening to NPR and they were talking about somebody who said something and they're like, yeah, it's very clearly a deep fake because they were like a professional video, the poopy pants. And it probably is very clear, but for how long is it very clear that it's a deep fake? How long does that last? I mean, we're having conversations about creating artificial technology to like reverse the impacts of like autism or something like shit like that. If you want, you don't have to do that. If you have autism and I understand you'd want to stay the same. I wouldn't take it to reverse the negative impacts of my ADHD or anything. But you get my point when I'm saying, even if I'm not being sensitive, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but you get my point. Like, who's to say like we can't deep fake shit, or like Black Mirror episodes where you can like record your memories and watch them back? And they talked about like the dangers of like, or the idea of like fucking somebody and keeping those memories forever, and then uploading them to other people. But they never talked about like leaking those sexual encounters to other people as like revenge porn. They never talked about how traumatic it has to be to never forget bad experiences in your life, or to like, never be able to move. Because like part of the way that we move on is that like, we get hurt by somebody and then time goes on and they grow and we forget some of the bad stuff. And then we see them as they are today. It's like, this wasn't so bad. But imagine just always remembering shit. Yeah, deepfake Charlie D'Amelio, DeCrello. Yeah, you're right. There was like, it wasn't porn. That's not what I meant. Okay, so Acrello, a popular TikToker, there was a deepfake Charlie D'Amelio doing dances and it's like, oh, is this her alt account? It turned out she was a deepfake. All right, not porn. Stop it. Stop it. It's fucking scary. And actually, I have this here I want to talk about too. Listen to this. I'm not even kidding. Okay? Listen to this.
That Princess Peach is actually... I mean, what about the idea that Princess Peach is actually a powerful character in her own right and doesn't actually need rescuing?
Yeah, that's a step in the right direction, but it still doesn't change the fact that Mario is pursuing her without her consent. In real life, that's not okay. And I don't think it's okay in a bloody video game either. And maybe it's time for Mario to find a new quest and leave Princess Peach to her own adventures. And just maybe Super Mario needs to get his act together and clean his bloody kingdom.
Bro, that was a deep fake. That wasn't their voices, okay? That's not even real. That's my understanding. I don't think that that's real. Everybody in the comments is saying it's weird. It's not real. It's all AI. I'm pretty sure this is AI. They had an AI conversation about Princess Peach and Mario. Bro, if this is real, you can let me know, but I'm pretty sure this is AI. I saw this on TikTok. I'm like, did they really have this conversation? You're right. I can do Jordan Peterson. So Mario, I can't do it. Bro, this is where we're going. Imagine using this technology to say pass along some kind of like fucking misinformation somewhere. Imagine Donald Trump gets a hold of this technology and makes a compilation of Joe Biden just like saying absolutely insane stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, see, this is what he thinks about Republicans, and he's just fucking throwing off slurs or something. Dude, it's scary. It's scary.
I think folks like you and me can appreciate that and find a way to express our passion too. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it. Let's go big.
Oh my God, how scary. Are there more than just Hassan in here?
Bought yourself using your daddy's inheritance money. Good old Hank could make an entire HVAC business and empire with nothing but his daddy's money. Am I right? What a freaking liar, dude.
To be fair, this is less robotic than actual Hassan.
This is really like, yeah. I do want to say this is parody. We don't have control what the AI answers.
So I'm not going to let anyone outshine me just yet. In any case, I know at least one of us looks in the mirror and smiles extra much. So, you know, spending what you make and not going on a reckless spending spree, you should be like they got some pretty darn good designs that look good and perform well. But on the other hand, they're owned by Microsoft, one of the most powerful capitalists in the world. So, you know, good arguments better than bad arguments. The ends justify the means. No tolerance to the intolerant. So why aren't we able to do something like this on our own? Yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is...
I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds like something Hassan would say. We got another Asmongold.
Unique individual lives, and that includes WoW gaming. He seems to have something funny to say or something cool to show us. It's pretty amazing considering he's been a part of the WoW gaming culture for so long.
Asu super chatted $2. Did you see the Jordan Peele Obama one?
No, I didn't.
And as for baldness, hey, bald is beautiful. There's no shame in it, and you don't have to hide it, dude. I'm sure it's tough to embrace, but we all have our own unique individual lives, and that includes hair.
True.
So embrace it, dude.
True.
And keep going, big dick.
True. I agree with this very real message.
Where? They get tired of it and stop trying to find fault in everything I'm doing. At the end of the day, I'm still going to keep buying expensive houses and cars. The point I'm trying to criticize, do. Anytime someone
Buying an expensive house. Ahoy, Limby.
from a capitalist hog,
Wait, I gotta hear this.
Ahoy, Limby. What do you think about people criticizing you for buying an expensive house?
man, look, this is literally just what people do. Anytime someone does something successful or different, people want to try to find some kind of flaw in it to criticize it. I worked hard for what I have, and people just can't stand it because it means that their view isn't the only one that exists. Nobody has ever allowed any success or difference. So what I do is I ignore them and I keep doing what I'm doing until they get tired of it and stop trying to find fault in everything I'm doing. At the end of the day, I'm still going to keep buying expensive houses and cars. The point I'm trying to make is everyone has a right to make a living without constantly being judged by the world, especially when you work hard for it. And if you think buying a nice house and car is wrong, then y'all must think living in poverty and being homeless is a good thing, which is obviously ridiculous. Wow, ain't that something?
If Hassan was honest. Wow.
On TV.
Man, I don't really care.
Was that a sex
Holy
song?
Nautilus. What are your thoughts on Asmongold or SFun TV?
Man, I don't really care for Asmongold or SFon TV that much. They both seem to be quite content to simply toe the establishment line and rarely offer much in the way of thoughtful criticism. They're just playing the game and trying to get by, like so many Twitch streamers do nowadays. The point I'm trying to make is you either challenge the status quo or you perpetuate it. And these two, in my opinion, have just kind of been along for the ride. If you ask me, it kind of feels like something out of a bizarro version of Game of Thrones. The Starks and the Lannisters formed an alliance and nobody cared.
Oh my god, this was incredible. Okay, I think that's enough of this. How crazy.
The ends justify the means. But my guess is it'd be something...
Okay, wow. I'm gonna subscribe to Athene. I haven't seen him since his World of Warcraft content. That's kind of scary, though. I think that's like genuinely a scary thing that we have to like worry about.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.